Case 84, June 2025, Walibi Holland in Biddinghuizen, the Netherlands. Our first ever visit to this park was the first stop on our run of 5 European cases. Untamed had been a bucket list ride for a long time, so the suspense to ride it was high, as well as experiencing YOY, the new dueling RMC raptor tracks. However, extreme heat, busy crowds, and poor operations made for a difficult day as we tried to ride all of the coasters. Please grab your magnifying glass and proceed to the rest of the video. New detectives may join by pressing the subscribe or follow buttons. Many thanks. Welcome to the Netherlands, where it's day one of our first case here across Europe, and we're at Walibi Holland. It's our first across Europe. There's 2 countries involved, but obviously you can subscribe to see more of that. Please join us here at the agency. However, for today we are here at Walibi Holland because we've never been before. There's plenty of cool rides to get on, like Lost Gravity, like Untamed, and more so the brand new dueling single rail RMC coasters called YOY Thrill and Chill. They opened only a few months ago. We're very excited. It's very sunny, as you can see. Hello, exposure.
Lots of music playing.
Yes, and there's a festival next door, an electronic music festival, DEFCON. So we thought it was going to be really busy. Queue times so far look all right, and YOY, brand new attraction, 5 minutes. Heck yeah! So let's head straight that way. We have just ridden, I'll explain, just ridden the chill side of YOY, which is the blue side, and the plan was to ride chill and then thrill and compare the two. However, we've been queuing for thrill for what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, like 10 minutes, isn't it?
Like, the throughput looks quite quick, which is good. So despite the fact that there is like a fairly decent sized queue, we thought probably like 10-15 minutes. But they're not letting people off the train. I think the restraints might be stuck, and so we're going to go elsewhere. However, what we can say for chill for now was, personally speaking, it wasn't quite what I'd hoped for. It wasn't as smooth as I thought. It was a little rattly in parts. I found
hope for much, so I had a low expectation where I wasn't that asked or bothered, about going on it, and it was fine. I got a bit of airtime, and the first drop was fun, but
what I really like about it was
uncomfortable.
I really like the sort of sharp turns and elements because it's a single rail, because they can be more compact with it. That's really cool. I didn't really notice it was dueling, oddly. Obviously it's dueling, we're working with the other train. Surprisingly, they had gone out of sync at one point, but by the time we got on it, they caught up again. They can catch up on the lift hill, which is really cool. That's super good tech. But otherwise, yeah, the restraints are weird. I've got really long legs and my knees were like stuck together and my feet were far apart. And it was just a bit of an odd one. And greens just started going again. Oh,
I don't know. I think we go do something else.
I've just seen that Thrill's gone, yes. So, for us to review Thrill, we think we'll come back. We have wasted time waiting for it. We don't know what's going to go on. Let's not look at it. We'll go ride something else instead. The park itself has like really weird theming, and the zones are very unconventional. So there's an exotic zone, which YOY was based in, and now we're going into the speed zone, which has this very wooden entrance hall, tunnel thing, tidal wave. So Goliath on the app said it was 25 minutes. We'll get to the queue, we think, oh, that's a big queue. And then we check the app, and then suddenly it says 60. So that's completely off. And it's on one train. It's got a quick lift off from what we can see, but otherwise it shouldn't be.
Not that
quick. There shouldn't be one train up, should there? On like a weekend. Seems very surprising. Maybe they don't have a second train. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. However, we can see that there's an RMC at the back called Untamed, which is the bucket list coaster for someone, and probably me actually as well. And that says 15 minutes. It's gone down. It's half now. So maybe by the time we get there.
Let's say 3 hours.
Yeah, by the time we get there, it might have changed. I don't know, but that's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the kiddie cred. We'll do the kiddie creds later on because we want to get them, but we need to do
please.
we need to do the main ones first, don't we? Priorities. So a 15-minute queue turned into a 60-minute queue, unfortunately, due to some sort of downtime. However, what we can say is it was certainly worth it for Untamed. Holy moly, this is 6 years old by the time you're watching this.
Is it 6?
It's 6 on the 2nd of July, I believe I read correctly, on Log Ride. On the 1st of July, sorry. And we're just before that, so by the time you see this, it'll be 6 years old. And man, that's airtime machine, isn't it?
I love it so much. All of it, everything. But yes, it is. There's a lot of airtime on that, like ridiculous amounts.
But did it match your expectations?
Yes.
Because YOY definitely didn't, did it?
No, I didn't have expectations for that, so I was fine. You did, I didn't. I had expectations for this, but I had to kind of be like, it's probably not going to be as good as Zadra, so calm yourself down. But I feel like it's as good just in a different way. Zadra's just a bit more intense, so I prefer it, but this is very good.
Yeah, this is definitely a top 10 for us both, isn't it? I'm not sure where it sits with the other RMCs in terms of the other iBox. So I've also done Iron Gwazi, and then we've both done Zadra. You'll do Gwazi very, very, very soon, though. Spoiler alert. However, I think it's different, isn't it? It's more airtime focused. I think Zadra's more speed,
yeah,
I feel, and then Gwazi is just like relentless with its elements. But this, I don't feel like there's, I mean, there are elements. There's like the wave turns and the 0G rolls and stuff like that, but because there's so many like double ups and stuff like that, lots of airtime bumps, I feel like the pacing of it is absolutely superb. You're not turning into the next, you're not turning into the next like element or inversion. There's no dead track. Everything is utilised 100%.
It's just timed really well, and it's
amazingly
very smooth,
well.
It's comfortable. I feel like these can be a bit uncomfortable for a lot of people. For me, they're all right because I'm quite small. But that was.
Yeah, the restraints are the same as the others. So you've got the seatbelt, and then you've got the lap bar with the extra like leg restraint, which is really annoying. It does slow down operations. There's 2 trains late today. That's a shame, but aside from that, I mean, layout is fantastic.
I could happily lap this all day and do
me too. As soon as RMC can like get those restraints sorted, you know, if they're going to keep up with these sort of layouts, they're going to be even more unstoppable than they already are, aren't they?
Yeah.
That was the bucket list coaster, and it was absolutely fantastic. But
5 for me.
We've got many more coasters here to do. That has set us back a lot. We've got what, 5 hours left?
We've done 2 coasters.
Yeah. Anyway, we need to go find something else. A lot's gone down today, so right, let's go do something else. Well, that was much better, wasn't it? So we came back to Goliath, and it said 30 minutes, and it was more like 10. They put the extra train on, and it was really good. So an Intamin mega coaster, let me get my pronunciation out. Very much, well, basically the same as Expedition G-Force at Holiday Park in Germany, which is now Plopsaland, Germany, which we did last year. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I don't know if it was as good as the one at now Plopsaland, Germany, Expedition G-Force. I feel like that layout was more fun, like above the tree line. This was more of a we're heading towards the car park and then coming back kind of job. But overall, I think it was pretty good. The helix on the lake was good. The bunny hills at the end were really fun. The drops were good. Like, yeah, I thought. It's just
good fun. It's just like a lot of airtime.
Yes,
isn't it?
Which is interesting when you consider this was like airtime machine, and now we've got Untamed, which is like the ridiculous airtime machine. So they both serve a similar purpose, but obviously this is more of a classic, and RMC is like, you know, the new boys coming in.
Yeah, this is just it's a simpler airtime.
Yes. Yeah, that's like, hey, what if we did this? Which is very, I feel like RMCs are more unconventional.
Yeah.
Really. Whereas this is like a classic up, down, out and back kind of feel.
But it's good.
But it was good, and it's lovely to see that it was on 2 trains, because that made a massive difference. So glad to see the operations are improving. I think maybe we try and get on Thrill now.
Oh yeah.
We've basically done the left side of the park. We've gone from the bottom to the top, and now we're going to head back to the bottom and try that again. So fingers crossed we get on that. Feels a bit like deja vu, that, doesn't it? We've made our way back to the front of the park where we started our day, and we did finally get back on Thrill, the green version of YOY, the second of the 2 single rail coasters here at Walibi Holland. You let me have the front row.
Yeah.
How kind. And you know what, I really enjoyed that. Being right on the front was great. Seeing how close you are to all the supports. There's a lot of supports on this. How close you are to all the supports, all the near miss elements, the dueling action I really got a taste for as well, which is good. Definitely preferred it to Chill.
Way better.
Yeah, much better. It didn't feel rattly, which was good. I don't know if that's just because it's warmed up a bit. I don't know if that's just because the Thrill one isn't as rattly for whatever reason. But one thing I did notice was the shoulder restraints were very much holding me in. You've got like is it a shoulder restraint over the top?
It's like,
it pulls over, doesn't it?
It's like race car, like seatbelt thing.
Yeah, it's one of them where you got like a big, it's kind of like this, like a big strappy thing holding you in, and that was very much holding me in. I would have obviously easily fallen out. It wasn't like pops of airtime, it was like you are dangling. But it was
very
fun.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was.
It hurt my thighs and it hurt my shoulders a lot, to the point where I was having to like brace on the lap bit every time we went into an inversion because it was hurting my legs so much.
Oh, that bad.
Yeah, it was rough. Like it wasn't like rough, but it hurt.
I did enjoy that one much more. If I was doing it again, I would ride Thrill.
Yeah.
I do think the single rail concept is really good. I just don't think this is the execution that it should be. I think they can be a bit better.
I mean, I ain't done any others, but I assume they're better than this sometimes.
Yeah, there is the Intamed one, I think it's called Makahita, at Walibi Holland Alps.
Red one.
Yeah, that seems, I feel like I've heard good things about that, so I'd like to try that and give that a go. That's an Intamed one though, isn't it? So there's going to be, obviously there's competition there, but I can see more taking off. I think they will do. But we'll have to see, really. For now though, we might go and do platform 13 because it's at the front of the park, and now that people have finally come in and filled it in, it should be quieter as opposed to the 45-minute wait was on before. So yeah, should we go catch a train? Go, yeah.
Spooky queue?
Yeah, spooky queue. A spew? No, that's not a thing. Spew. Platform 13 is an example of a very, very good queue and a very, very poor ride.
Awful. I don't think this includes Soaring Colossus, and every SLC I've had a more uncomfortable roller coaster experience.
It was really bad, which is a shame because we've heard good things about the queue line, and they literally batched the queue line to make sure that you're actually getting the jump scares, and we were at the front of our group so we saw everything. And
Queue line's great.
It's
There's loads
really
of like
good.
vintage sci-fi stuff which I really loved, so that was fun. And it's a bit spooky, but the coaster itself.
So it's Rock and Roller Coaster, which was Aerosmith's and now is Muppet themed, or will be Muppet themed, over at Hollywood Studios in Disney World Orlando. It's that, but outside. So the whole queue line is inside, the launch is inside, and then the rest of it's outside.
Is that the same as the Paris one as well?
Yeah, it will be then, won't it?
Yeah. See, that's fine. I don't know why that's so bad.
I can only assume it's just
Like, it's
upkeep
not
and
great,
maintenance.
but
Yeah.
it's not bad. That was bad.
Yeah, I was
Like,
thinking that. The other two I've done, like Avengers Flight Force and Rock and Roller Coaster,
Yeah,
much better.
fine.
And that wasn't. It must just be upkeep.
I don't know if it's because I haven't eaten, which is my own fault, but my head, after coming off that, literally instantly, as soon as we got to the Brit, I was like, oh my god, my head.
No, we banged about a lot. It was definitely a headache issue.
But then coming back into the station, there was some cool theming as well. I feel like if it was indoor and it was kept...
If it was indoor, I wouldn't be able to
well.
see what I was doing, and therefore I might enjoy it a bit more. I wouldn't know what awfulness was coming up next. Whereas on this, I genuinely thought, oh yeah, brakes, but then it was just a block brake section, not the brake run, and I was like, oh, we've got more to do.
Yeah, you were like, please, no.
Yeah, it was disappointing.
It was horrible.
Like, if I compare it to Saw, both like well-themed queue lines, I'd say Platform 13's is better, but then Platform 13 also has the worst coaster,
Yeah, somehow.
so it wins either way.
I don't know, that was just... I was bracing and doing my normal tricks forward or back corner, and nothing I did would stop my head bashing, and I mean bashing off that. And obviously your arms are trapped at the side because there's not much room.
Oh, I couldn't even hold onto the handles on the restraint because I couldn't lift my arms up because the restraint was so locked in and so big and bulky. Yeah,
Yeah.
not good. That's what we call a one and done.
Yeah, never again in my life.
And I can't stop not getting on it. That was me trying to get in the song. Thankfully,
Red Hot Chili Peppers are
yeah,
also
copyright's
bad.
going. We were saying before, this park is really weird. Like, there's lots of beauty areas like this. There's a nice little fountain behind you. But then the theming is just, it's like a, what did we say? It's a fuddle.
It's very disjointed. It's, I don't know.
Each area is like someone different came up with it and they went, hey everyone, let's build a park, and then boom, these are all the like random areas we suddenly thought of.
And I guess that's like what themed areas are. They're different to the other areas, but like, they're not even like very well. The bit between the wilderness where Untamed is and the speed bit, there's that fun
The
like,
big
car
spider, yeah.
that is themed to each on both sides.
Yeah, smart.
That's good, but yeah, it's a bit.
Like the bit behind you over there with the Vekoma boomerang is, I think it's music themed.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What?
It reminds me of that bit at Plopsaland with the little coaster.
Yes,
to
the
go
K3.
band
Yeah.
thing. That kind of vibe.
I get what you mean, but we do need to find some food, so we're gonna eat, and then we've got that guy over there. There's the
SLC.
There's a kiddie coaster and Lost Gravity, so we're more than halfway through the cred count, and we've got 3 hours left. I think we'll be all right. And we need a re-ride on Untamed.
And I want to, if we can, squeeze in the rapids, maybe.
Yeah, see if we can.
Yeah.
Right, come on then. Let's get some B-roll going. So we've done one of these before over in Biddinghuizen. I was going to say just down the road. Obviously, it's not that close, but it's mainland Europe, so it feels close. But yeah, that was Speed of Sound, which is a Vekoma boomerang, and it's still as intense as always.
It's just too much, man. I don't like going backwards. The forces are too much. That vertical loop backwards is vile. Not for me.
It's a lot in it. It is a lot.
Every time I do one, but the restraints on there were quite alright. So there was no head banging.
Yeah, they were
like
better.
The best ones.
Yeah, but like the sort of rubberiness, wasn't it? The
Yeah.
rubber vesting, but I felt like it kind of almost strangled you a bit when you'd get knocked around this Cobra all above us.
Yes, that was also gross.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, there's not much to say about
Boomerang
it.
is boomerang. They're
Yeah,
all the same.
exactly.
They're
Boomerang
all
is boomerang.
bad.
And yeah, it's in this like play area, in the sense of the theme is play and this play is music. And the station is a speaker, and that's... Oh, and there's a bit of audio when you're going up the
tunnel thing.
reverse lift hill with the
some
tunnel.
Little lights.
Yes, that was nice, but otherwise it's just standard. At least he tried something, I guess.
Yeah, you can't really do much with a boomerang, can you?
Can't believe it's only one train though, Paul.
I made that joke first.
Yes, but I made it now. We're now in the queue for Lost Gravity, and I have to say, if it's part know anything about queues, it's good queues. Look at this. I mean, it is essentially just next to a big wall, but you know, just little bits everywhere. Well, look, they've painted the upside down bit of the shipping container. Isn't that cool? And this is all weird. Oh, I see. Yeah. Lost Gravity, you see. The whole area is themed to the idea that there's no gravity, and obviously the coaster is, and that's why it's got shipping containers everywhere. I don't know, it kind of works, doesn't it?
It looks like industrial vibe, doesn't
Yeah.
it? When there's bits of metal everywhere, you've got to put in storage containers.
I like it, it looks good. Lost Gravity is the first ever Mack Rides Big Dipper coaster, and it was alright. It was a little shaky in parts, which I was surprised at, but we were quite, sorry, it was shaky for me because I was on the end, which is a wing seat, kind of like how Voltron and the Striker trains have the little bits coming off the end, but
no shaking whatsoever.
you were fine. So that's worth knowing. So it's good to come with someone else because then you can compare rides. Anyway, really cool. It kind of reminds me of Voltron in the sense that Voltron being the Striker, it's essentially 2 cars to a train, whereas this is just the one, and they're both similar to like the Gerstlauer Eurofighter and the Infinity Coaster in that they're very twisty, very compact, very turny, lots of inversions, lots in a tight space, and I quite like that. I think Voltron does it better than the Smiler, and I think this probably does it better than most Eurofighters we've done as well. I think that's probably fair to say. Theming in the area is really good, like all the Lost Gravity sort of theme works really well. It doesn't make sense for the area. We did just ride Drakon as well. Draco, I just made it up. It's like a Zero coaster just down there, like a little kids one. Didn't film it because we're trying to be quick, hence why I'm rushing through all this nonsense and flabbergasting along. But yeah, that was really cool. We're short for time. We're going to go ride an SLC and regret it. Actually, we changed our mind. The plan was to do the SLC, Condor, and then do another kids one. I think it's called Eat My Dust or something like that. And then end on the day with, what's it called? The really good coaster, Untamed, and do Untamed again. However, what if the queue times aren't correct, like they have been a few times today, and we do these 2 not very good coasters and end up not getting on Untamed? So we're going to do Untamed instead. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Shame to not end with it, but if we don't get on it again, we'll be upset. So that's the plan. Well, the decision to go on Untamed for our, to make sure we got on it was the best decision we made all day, because it went down for 20-30 minutes and the app time was wrong, so we're very grateful to get on it, and it was great as a front row. At the end of the day, it was flying through. Without those lap bars, you're going to get yeeted into DEFCON next door. It was just absolutely ridiculous, and we're so glad to have gotten on it. It's been such a fantastic coaster, and it's a great start to the trip. But it also makes us think that, oh, is any other coaster going to be that good for the rest of the trip? Probably not. Where are we going next? You might be asking. Well, if you subscribe and join us here at the agency, you will obviously see plenty more cases from the rest of our Europe shenanigans. Lots for us to check out, investigate and report on in the future. However, today was, of course, Walibi Holland. You are there, but very bright. There we go. Want to step forward for me? So you're... There we go. Here she is. Thoughts then?
Great coaster, straight into my top 5.
Yes. That's Goliath, right? Kid.
That's also a good coaster.
Untamed, no, Goliath was cool, yeah.
So was Lost Gravity. The park's, yeah, it's a bit weird. There's nothing else majorly stand out, but that's fine. Like, it's got a lot, but it's just, I don't know what it is. I would only come back for Untamed.
Yes, it's a very odd park. I'm not in any rush to come back, but I would really love to just like marathon Untamed all day. So if I was going to come back, I'd want to make sure it's on an off-peak day and I can just sit and do that. And if I want to do something else, I can as a bit of a palate cleanser.
Do that and then just maybe have a slow day where I just like do the little bits we did, because there's a few bits we didn't do.
Yes.
Quite busy. And the one thing I will say about the park is there was a lot of stuff not operating at all today, just like flat rides, like the top spin, some other spinny flats, like a little enterprise looking thing. And I just think it's peak summer weekend, like, put them on.
Yeah, you need the capacity, like
they will help with the queues. I don't.
There's 10 coasters in this park, and even with that capacity, it was still quite busy. And the other issue is that every single coaster, except the 2 kids ones, the Draco and Eat My Dust, which we didn't get to go on in the end, they all went down at some point. Everything went down multiple times, like all the coasters, which is kind of mad. And that really affected our day. Like, we lost a full hour this morning with Untamed, an hour extra. That and YOY combined, we lost an hour where we could have been, queuing for other stuff. And then again this evening, we, prioritised Untamed because we were like, well, if it goes down, that's going to screw us over, and therefore we didn't get on the other 2 credits that we needed. So, very mixed bag, but Untamed is fantastic. So that's the positive we're going to take from today. As I alluded to before, please join us here at the agency to see what's coming up. Any thoughts on our day here today? If you've been, any tips that we've missed, please let us know, because yeah, we'll probably come back in the future, but not necessarily just yet.
Not very soon.
However, yes, more cases on the way, and the first one after today, so the second one, that was weird. The next one is slightly over the border, so case closed for now, and we'll see you very soon.
Across Europe.